Hello everyone, I welcome you all in this current video lecture. I hope you all are fine in this COVID-19 pandemic situation. In this lecture, we are going to solve some important multiple choice questions important for online university examination on the topic investigation of the molecular structure. In this lecture, we are going to take 20 multiple choice questions. We are going to take their answers along with the explanation. So first of all, I welcome you all in this current video lecture. Before starting this video lecture, I request you all, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for the notification of new video lectures which are uploaded in upcoming days. So with this, let's start the actual question answers in this current lecture. So first of all, we are going to take the first question from this question series. The question number first is the ratio of the sine of angle of incidence to that of refraction is a constant known as, and the options are Newton's law, Ohm's law, Snell's law and Faraday's law. So among these four different options, we have to select the correct option, and the correct option is option number C, that is the Snell's law. So Snell's law is the correct answer. The question number second is there. In Snell's law, sin I upon sin R is equal to n, where constant n is known as, and the options are refraction of medium, polarity of medium, basicity of medium and refractive index of the medium. If we look towards the Snell's law, it is very much clear to us that if we take these two type of the ratio of the angle of sine of angle of incidence to that of the angle of residence, it is a constant, and that is a property of a particular substance, and that is nothing but the unique property of a substance, which is nothing but its refractive index of the medium. So the answer for this particular question is option D, that is it is called as refractive index of the medium. Let's look towards the question number 3. The question number 3 is there. The unit for molar refraction is, and the options are, option A is ml per mole, option B is liter per mole per second, option C is per second, and option D is there ml per liter. Now if we look carefully among these options, the option B and C belongs to the unit for the different type of the order of reactions. So these two options are, we have to neglect these two options. So remaining two options, that is A and D. So this is the correct answer, either A or either D. So the correct answer for this question number 3 is nothing but the option A, that is the unit for molar refraction is ml per mole. This is the correct answer for this question number 3. Now this is the question number 4. The contribution of uric constituent atom in a molecule to the molar refraction is known as, and the options are refractive index, atomic refraction equivalent, mole equivalent and molar equivalent, and the correct answer for this particular question is option number B, that is it is called as atomic refraction equivalent. So this is the correct answer for this question number 4. Now just look towards the question number 5. The question number 5 is here. The anomalous increase in molar refraction of liquids due to presence of conjugated double bonds is known as, and the options are molar excitation, polar excitation, refraction excitation and optical excitation. So this is a one confirmatory test for the particular liquid compounds, in which if there is a presence of the conjugated double bonds is there is an increase in its molar refraction is to be found. So this type of phenomena is called as optical excitation. So the correct option for this particular question is nothing but the option number D, that is, it is called as the optical excitation. The question number 6 is here. The question number 6 is, if center of gravity of nuclei in a molecule is at the same point as that of the electrons, the molecule is, and the options are neutral molecule, non-polar molecule, polar molecule, all of the above. So if we carefully look towards all the options, so from the questions we can get an idea that if there is a center of gravity of nuclei in a molecule is superimposable on that of the center of gravity of electrons, then that molecule is called as, the non-polar molecule. So this option B is the correct answer for this particular question number 6. The next question is a question number 7. The question is, the dipole moment mu is given by, and the 4 different equations are there. First is a mu is equal to Q into L. Second option is mu is equal to R1 into M1 plus R2 into M2. The equation third is there, mu is equal to Q, and the equation D is there, mu is equal to R1 into M1 plus L. And among these 4 options, the correct answer for the equation for this particular dipole moment is nothing but the option A, that is mu is equal to Q into L. This is the correct answer for this question number 7. The next question is there, question number 8. 1 debye is equal to, what is the magnitude for 1 debye? And the options are, first option is 1 debye is equal to 10 raised to minus 10 ESU centimeter. Second option is 1 debye is equal to 10 raised to minus 18 ESU centimeter. Third option is 1 debye is equal to 10 raised to minus 10 ESU. Options. The correct option for this 1 debye is equal to is nothing but the option number B, that is 1 debye is equal to 10 raised to minus 18 ESU centimeter. The next question is there, question number 9, and the question is here, when non-polar molecule is placed in an electric field, polarization occurred is known as. We know very well that whenever a molecule is a non-polar, initially it has the zero polarity, but whenever it placed in an electric field, there is a formation of some type of the polarity, then this polarity is known as, and the options are permanent polarization, active polarization, induced polarization, and optimum polarization. And the correct answer for this particular question is nothing but option number C, that is, it is called as the induced polarization. The next question is there, question number 10, and the question is, the total molar polarization for polar molecule is given by, and the options are, first option is total polarization is equal to induced polarization. Second option is total polarization is equal to summation of induced polarization plus orientation polarization. Option third is there, total polarization is equal to orientation polarization. And the fourth option is D, total polarization is equal to induced polarization minus orientation polarization. And the correct option among these 4 is nothing but the option number B, that is the total polarization is equal to summation of induced polarization plus orientation polarization. This is the correct option for this question number 10. The next question is here, question number 11, and the question is, the equation total polarization is equal to 4 by 3 pi n alpha plus 4 by 3 pi n mu square upon 3 kt is known as, and the options are whether it is a Arrhenius equation, Onsager equation, third is a Henderson equation, and option 4 is Debye equation. And the correct option for this particular question number 11 is nothing but the option D, that is, it is called as the Debye equation. The next question is there, question number 12, and the question is here, the methyl chloride is a molecule. Option A is polar, option B is a non-polar, option C is neutral, and option D is a active. And the correct answer for this particular question is nothing but the option A, that is, the methyl chloride is a polar molecule. Due to the presence of a heteroatom chlorine, there is a presence of the bond moment between this carbon and chlorine. This is a question number 12. The next question is the question number 13, and 13th question is here. The para-dichlorobenzene is a molecule, and the options are: A option is a polar, B option is a non-polar, C option is a neutral, and the D option is active. And the correct answer for this question number 13 is where para-dichlorobenzene is option B is correct. It is a non-polar molecule. And why this is a non-polar? Because if we look toward the structure of this particular para-dichlorobenzene, two chlorine atoms are present at the para position. That's why the resultant bond moment present between the carbon to that of the chlorine get cancelled, because this dipole moment is a vector quantity. That's why that vector summation comes out to be 0, and that's why this molecule is called as the non-polar molecule. The next question is there, question number 14, and this is here. The rare gases helium, neon, argon, xenon, and radon always shows dipole moment, and the options are here. First option is a 0, second option is non-zero, third option is a greater than equal to 0, and the fourth option is less than equal to 0. And the correct answer for this particular question number 14 is option A, that is, it is equal to 0. The next question is question number 15, and the question is here. For the allowed transition, the probability value must be, and the options are: A option is 0, B option is a non-zero, C option is both A and B, and the fourth option is none of these. And the correct option for this particular question is nothing but the allowed transition for the probability value must be. For allowed transition, the probability value must be, this option B is correct, it must be non-zero. So B option is correct for this particular question number 15. The next question is a question number 16, and this question number 16 is here. The magnitude of induced polarization of non-polar molecule is, and the options are: A option is a permanent, B option is a temporary, C option is a both A and B, and fourth option is a none of these. We know very well that this non-polar molecule gains the polarization, that is induced polarization, whenever it is placed in the presence of the external electric field. It remains as it is unless and until this external electric field is to be present. If we remove that field, this induced polarization vanishes, and that's why we can say that the magnitude of induced polarization must be temporary, and that's why the correct option for this particular question is nothing but the option B, that is, it is a temporary one. The next question is question number 17, and this is here. For the forbidden transition, the probability is equal to, and the options are: option A is there 1, option B is a 2, option C is a 3, and option D is a 0. And the correct answer for this particular question is nothing but for forbidden transition, the probability is equal to D option, that is, it is equal to the 0. So this transition for which probability is equal to 0 is called as the forbidden transition, while for those transition this value is a non-zero are called as the allowed transition. The next question is the question number 18, and this is here. In the equation mu I is equal to alpha into x, where alpha is a constant known as, and the options are: A option is a rate constant, B option is equilibrium constant, C option is a proportionality constant, and option D is a deformability or polarizability of the molecule. Among these, the option A and B are related to the chemical kinetics, in which we can study the rate of a chemical reaction. So this A and B options we have to neglect. The remaining two options, that is C and D, are the correct answer for this particular questions. So among this C and D, the correct answer for this particular question is nothing but the option D, that is, this alpha is nothing but the deformability or polarizability of the molecule. This is the question number 18. The next question is a question number 19, and the question is here. The refractive index of a liquid varies with temperature and of light use. What is the second property on which this refractive index is depend? And the options are: velocity of light, wavelength of light, energy of light, and frequency of light. And the correct option for this particular question is nothing but the option B, that is a it depends upon wavelength of the light also. So refractive index of a liquid varies with temperature as well as wavelength of the light which is to be used. The next question, that is the last question, is there. That is question number 20, and the question is here: what is the percentage ionic character of HCl if dipole moment of HCl is equal to 1.07 debye, bond length of HCl is equal to 1.275 Armstrong, and electronic charge is 4.8 into 10 raised to minus 10 ESU. So what is the percentage ionic character of the HCl? So this numerical solution is in a two steps. In the first step, we have to calculate the mu ionic by using this type of the dipole moment of HCl and the electronic charge by the equation mu is equal to Q into L. After that, we have to take the ratio of, or the percentage of ionic character is equal to ratio of mu ionic to that of the mu observed multiplied by 100. And if we solve that second equation, the correct answer which is obtained is nothing but the option A, that is percentage ionic character of HCl is equal to 17.48%. That is called as the percentage ionic character of the particular HCl. So this is the last question, question number 20. So up to this, we come across the 20 different type of the questions based upon the different type of the concepts, their correct answers along with the particular explanation and their supportive factors. So with this, today we stop here. In the next video lecture, we will take some different type of the questions on a similar chapter. So with this, today I stop here. Thank you so much.